What's going on, everybody? Rob here, Trev2323. Subscribe, like, and share. Today I'm working on my 2002 Chevy Astro. What I'm gonna do is rotate and balance the tires, but I'm gonna rotate them front tires to back. Next time I do it, I'll do it side to side. But why I'm doing this is I've had these tires on here probably for about 2 years and I haven't had them balanced. So I'm getting up to about 70 on the expressway now. I feel a little vibration, so what I'm going to do is balance them and check them out since I'm taking them off. This is a 2002 Chevy Astro van. Now to go front to back, you're either going to need 2 jacks or 1 jack and 2 jack stands. Also, what I'm going to use and show you what I got here is a 19.2 volt Craftsman impact driver. That thing works amazing. And I got a breaker bar, which I don't need, but I'm going to use this for the breaker bar and explain this a little bit later. Now the Astro van's got these caps on them right here, so you are going to need a flathead screwdriver or something to pop these off. Alright, now let me explain these to you. These, there's normally 4 of them with different fittings because there's one smaller and one bigger. Let me open that up. And that's why I really don't like the rims that you really don't got access to, because like this one right here is going to take the bigger one. But if it takes the smaller size and you got a real narrow place, this comes out a little bit where you really can't get good grip. So this one right here for the Astro van, I'm going to loosen the bolt nuts up, and that's the 3/4 inch drive. So I'm going to put this on my impact gun to loose that up. But first I'm going to go ahead and jack up the Astro van. Since of course the front is heavier, I got the 3-ton jack on the front side and a 2-ton jack on the back side. So I'm gonna look for a place, and an Astro van, you got a little lump right here, a little nugget that you can tie into. This is actually a Harbor Freight 3-ton, and if you don't know, these could spin out to give you more height, because the Astro van's kind of high off the ground. So these actually spin out a lot, so you don't got to put like 20 or 30 pumps on the jack. Okay, make sure your wheels are blocked. Make sure your wheels on the opposite side are blocked. Okay, so that one's on there pretty good. I'm going to get a couple of jacks just to get it going up some. Alright, now let me get the back one on. Okay, now the back one ain't going to be as easy. I'm going to try it lifting up with the side right here, where everybody lifts their car anyways, with this right here. But if not, I'm gonna have to go around and lift it from the back axle on this side. I don't think this jack's gonna be able to go high enough. No, I gotta lift this one from the back axle. Now I'm completely under my Astro van. Look at, I really got some rust proofing I gotta do. This is kind of really pretty bad. So those are my higher shocks that I put, not higher, more supportive shocks. So I'm gonna lift this off the axle. Let me find a good place to hook this. Actually, I'm gonna try to hook it right underneath there and see if I can get these underneath there. That's one reason why you get a really good jack, because a really good jack kind of hooks in there really good. Alright, so that's where I got it at on my Astro van right there, in between the crown. And this actually will have the tire come up off the ground a lot faster anyways, right on the axle. Just trying to lift this sucker with the short stick. Alright, that was about 5 pumps right there, and it's off the ground. That's all I need right there, because it's not a flat tire. So this one right here, I'm gonna put the jack on already. I mean the stand on it already. Find a place underneath there, because if you leave it on the jack and there's a leak, a pressure leak, this is gonna go straight to the ground. So you want it on a jack stand, so it's not gonna go straight to the ground. So jack stand right next to the jack, so even if the jack fails, it's not going all the way down. Let me get the front one. Alright, Back ones and front ones up. The front tire is going on the back. Back tire is going on the front. Let me get a jack stand under this one. Alright, there's 2 bolts with a cross member. That's where the jack stand's going right there. So even if the pump does fail, it'll go down slow, but it'll rest right upon here. Alright, let me show you about this gun right in here now. This is the Craftsman I got. Craftsman C3. Let me get the stand ready. Alright, I want to reverse it off. Craftsman C3 19.2 volt impact gun, and hold the tire with my foot right here. That last one was a little bit harder to get off, but so much more easier than this. And I swear by these, if you always have one of these in your car. But this one right here, whoever put this one on, they put that one too tight. This is 300-pound impact gun, and there's no way it should have took that much vibrations. Now really what loosens these up is the vibrations that the gun is given, and that with going counterclockwise is what loosens these up. So I'm going to put these nuts right here to the side, take all my tools in the backyard. We're going to balance this one and get this one ready before we even take off the other one, because right when we take that one off on the back, we're putting this one on, and then this way we're only going to have one tire off at a time. Alright, now this is really dirty, but fill the tire to see if you feel any abnormalities, any bumps in it or anything. And then if you see on the back, look at all that brake dust in there, so I'm going to try to scrub some of that off. Then you feel this to see if there's any abnormalities in your thread. If you feel a lump in here sometimes, it could be a broken belt, or look for a flat spot or something. And that could be a broken belt or uneven wear in your tire. I know I'm going to be needing some A-arms. And then check your front wall also. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to take the weight off. And then, man, that's so much brake dust coming out of that. Let me get the weight. You can pick these up at Harbor Freight also. This right here on the back, it had a 125 weight on the back. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to rub the brake dust off and get it real nice and clean, and then I'll balance it first. Oh, and make sure it got the right air in it. Man, that's enough brake dust to throw anything off. Alright, now wipe down the front. Pretty good. This ain't as bad as the brake dust on the back. Alright, let's go throw in the balancer, see what happens. Okay, balancers come with all different kind of metal spacers for the hub. All different kind of metal spacers for the hub. So you find out what spacer actually fits into the hub. See, this one's way too small. Look at that. So I got to get a bigger hub. Can't even see that. Right here. See, it's way too small, so I got to get a bigger one. But you don't want it entirely too big. See, that one will fit in the hub perfect right there. Okay, now with these threads on the end right here, that's where it gets threaded in. You put this in backward and you grease it. Keep this kind of greased so you're not, stripping it or wearing it down. Keep that kind of greased. Now that goes on there. Then the tire goes on with that in the back. Now this has weights on it already. If this doesn't come back zeroed out, what I'm going to do is take those weights off and put new ones. Now mine's cracked, but this goes on the rim part, and this is a quick release, and this is to screw it in, because you gotta screw it in. Okay, you make sure your rim is all the way up on that, make sure your rim is all the way up on that place you put for the hub in there. Tighten it down really good. I kind of roll it, make sure. If it's not on there right, it'll be a little bit wobbly. So that's going pretty straight. Now, this actually is going to give you the distance from the inside lip of the rim to the machine, which is 8 inches. So that's already set. We got the same 4 tires, so we're just going to do the exact same thing. Now this right here gives you the width of the rim. Points to right here, and you got to do this on the inside lip right there. So this rim is a 7-inch rim. So see, this is the outside. The outside is 8, and the width clipped on the inside is 7. 7, okay. And then the last one, this is a 15-inch rim. 15-inch rim, all right. So I don't know if you can see. Make sure everything you see real good. Okay, back up some. So after all that is set, I normally give the tire a little spin. Let me make sure all the rocks are out, because the rocks will throw weight off. Still good tread on it. So what I do is I normally give it a little spin, and then I close it. When you close it, the motor will pick up on it. Then it'll stop by itself. Now it's saying 25 on one side and 50 on the other side is what it's saying it needs. 25 on the back side and 50 on the front side. So what I'm going to do now is, that's saying that it was an unbalanced rim. I'm going to take all the weights off now. Okay, let me grab these weights off. We keep the measurements in, but we're going to try it with no weights. But if you see, this rim was not balanced. It hooks in the back weight and underneath the other one, it comes right off. Now these are standard rims. These ain't those low profile or nothing like that. These are standard Astro Van rims. Take the front off. Now I got the weights off of it, so I'm going to try it again and see what it gives us. And then now the next one it gives us will be the true, what it really does need. Okay. Now it's actually 150 on the inside and 50. The numbers were different because it was funny, because this one was 125 and 25, so you know right there it's completely identical of what it would be. Now this is an aluminum rim, so the ones that say MC are the ones I'm looking for. Now these are 150 and a 50. And one of these days I'll clean all this up. And I'm going to need a 125 and a 25 then, because I got a 125 on my hand. Okay, that's a 50 right there. I need a 25, and they're the real tiny ones. This might be a 150. That's a 1. Oh, that's a big ass 1. That's 1. This is probably a 25. Should I gotta buy some more 25s. Okay, I'll put the 50 on the front first. You got this comes with a little hammer. Little hammer that you put the weight on. So let me show you what you spin the weight around. You spin the tire around. Spin the tire around till this is All of them are lit up. I'm spinning the tire, spinning the tire, spinning the tire. So now this is for the front. I'm going to look for the front. So right when it's there, it's all lit up. You go to the tire and you hit it in at 12 o'clock right on the rim. Alright. So now we're doing the backside right here. That's 150, so I got a 125 that I'm going to put on and a 25. Or maybe I could put a 1 and a 50. That's what I'll do. I'll put a 1 and a 50. 12 o'clock over here on the tire. 12 o'clock, and I gotta buy some more weights. Right there. 150. 150. Alright. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do all 4 tires. Shoo. Then push this and I'll figure it out right now what I'm on. Okay. And that's what we're looking for right there. 000. So that tire is completely balanced. So I'm gonna go put this on the back and grab the back tire and put it over here. Okay, the jacks are still on the stands. I'm not going to put it all the way on with this because this is 300 pounds. I'm going to use it by hand. I gotta get this one off. Battery died out. Let me show you something here. See if we can get it off with the breaker bar. Now that right there says that they put that one on entirely too wrong. Breaker bar did the trick that time. That's why I say carry one of these with you. Be really gentle though, make sure you get it right. Let me go get another battery. Did you see that? This gun is 300 pounds of pressure and they couldn't get that lug nut off. So that entirely means the shop that did my brakes put that lug nut on entirely too tight. If I didn't have the breaker bar, believe it or not, it wouldn't have been able to get off. I carry the breaker bar in my van everywhere I go. Okay. That one can be mounted and be mounted and balanced. And this one is good to go. Okay, so when you put these on, you don't start them with the impact gun, because if you have it cross-threaded, you're gonna strip it. So you don't put them on with the impact gun. You start them by hand, and then you go from there. Go the opposite way. I'm gonna do the top one first down. You know what these are terrible for? The new tin lug nuts. The ones that are tin, like these are metal lug nuts, but the ones that are tin, these things are terrible for because they break the tin. But either way, that's mounting and balancing it. This one's on. I'm going to tighten it up in the pattern, put the pattern on, do the exact same thing to all the rest of them, but I'm going front to back, and then next time I'm going to go side to side, and after that I'm going to go crisscross. These tires might not even get, they're 2-year-old Hankooks. I swear by these Hankook tires. They're 235, 6515. I got in my 2002 Chevy Astro. The 235s are a little bit snug. Then also I tried to do everything at once. You see that this right here, 300 pounds. It couldn't get off one of the lug nuts. I needed the breaker bar. One last thing. I didn't bring my not torque wrench out here. My torque wrench to see how much pounds of pressure this is, but my rule of thumb is, I know on regular cars it's 100 pounds, 100 foot-pounds, but this right here is a van and I do a little bit of hauling. So what I use with my breaker bar is I tighten it up with my hand kind of in the middle, and I don't just use the gun to tighten it up. I want to make sure that I know by hand I got that tight enough, is why I do it by hand. And I figure, see, that one's already tight with the gun, because I figure if I do it by hand, I know for sure it's tight. Also, if you've seen doing it by hand, I have my hand right here, because if I tighten it up with my hand right here, I know I can loosen it with my hand right here. Check your local vehicle manufacturer for your foot-pounds if you want to do it by foot-pounds. Don't just trust the impact gun, and don't just keep brrr, 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 because apparently that's what the shop did on that one, and you see how tight that was. Check this out. Since I had this van, my ABS light was on, and I know you see what's missing from this if you're a car fanatic. The dust plate is missing from right here. So I looked, I said, what the hell is that? No wonder why the ABS light is on. That's the wheel speed sensor wire right there. So the other side is actually clanging a lot. And I like, you know what, I really like this Astro van, but some of this metal is like just so brittle and so soft. So I'm gonna go as long as I can because I really love it. But then I tell myself, I says, how do guys have these like 40s and 50s cars and pristine condition, and you know, any kind of where you see on the Astro van, it's just rusting apart. It's just rusting away. And that's the frame right there. Look at that. Not the frame, but you know, the body panels. So either way, I wanted to show you about the wheel speed sensor. So I was thinking about just throwing this in the garage and taking the whole front apart and redoing the whole front end, but that's a whole different time frame. Alright, there you are, Bob's your uncle. One side done. I gotta do the other side. Now look at the difference in rim. See how clean that one is? That was for the back rim. And this is the front rim with all the brake dust. I gotta scrub that down really good with some aluminum cleaner. But I gotta take the jack stands out and lower it. Now this wheel don't spin, so I was able to tighten this one up really good by hand because that one don't move. Now this one spins. So what I did is I tightened it up by hand as best I could by holding my foot on the tire to get it tight. And then after I put it down, I'm going to tighten it all the way up. That's why the caps ain't on yet. But that's done. Either way, thanks for watching. Subscribe, like, share. Don't forget, if you feel a little bit of shimmer or a little bit of jiggle, you could check your tire out yourself. Not everybody has a wheel balancer and everything, but you know it could be balanced. And one thing that I really hate is when you go to a tire place, and not a reputable tire place, just like a little mom and pop shop, and they put a line on your tire where their air stem was, and they mark where your wheel welt was. Then they take your tire off, fix it, and put it back, and put the wheel welt and the valve stem exactly where it would be on the tire. That's wrong. They grinded out some rubber and they put another patch, so your wheel balancing is off. So you should just take it to a place that's gonna balance it on both sides. On the newer ones, they don't put the weights on the outside of the rim. They kind of go on the inside of the rim, but they could go on the inside, on the front, or the back of the rim. You have to have a good wheel tire balancer to do the right job, but it will make a difference when you're cruising down the road. Thank you very much. Subscribe, like, and share.